What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Password. This is another visual novel, furry visual novel created by Grizz. Again, I will have a link to the game in the description below. And I'm feeling a little better actually now. I finally decided to take some medicine before recording. I don't know if that was a mistake or not. If I might end up accidentally falling asleep during recording, but it is what it is. But regardless, welcome to Password. This is again, like I said, another furry visual novel. It was recommended to me by a friend and I wanted to check it out. So we're here now. Yeah, let's get into this. We have the hyena boy here. Another hyenas. When two hyenas meet, you know. So new game. Following game contains graphic contents, mature themes, including. Yeah. There's your content warning, guys. Oh, this isn't a conventional story and is intended to be played multiple times for the best experience. Okay, we're gonna have to do multiple episode videos on this. This is awesome. Characters can and will die as part of the narrative. Who, how, and why depend on how you play. That's crazy. This game is a work in progress. Game elements are suspected to change. Yeah, so this isn't the full release, but it's not a demo. It's like a beta, or I don't know, beta alpha, or I don't know how these games work. Day one. The streets around my house were empty, like a case, but of how early it was. Normally I'd said Normally, I'd still be in bed for the next few hours, get up, get myself some coffee, and move on to doing whatever it was I needed to do that day. School ended yesterday, and rather than enjoying the fact I didn't need to get up for classes, I was making my way towards the bus stop where I was to meet my friends. And why were they up early as well? One of us, by some miracle, perhaps a stroke of good luck, managed to get an all expense paid vacation to a mansion up in the mountains for a month. What better way to celebrate to have a taste of the high life before moving on to college? That would be so cool. Like no, you finish school and then you just have it get high life as in like living in the mountains. YouTube, not the other one. Damn it! I don't want my video to get freaking demonetized. Yeah, this music's nice. I sat my bag down at the bus stop checking the road. It was dead as when I had left the house, with no sign of the private bus that was meant to pick us up. Groaning, I rubbed my eyes. Tiredness would have been an issue if I had the time to get some coffee, but excitement kept me from thinking rationally. I wondered how long it'd take for the others to arrive, if only because once someone was here, I could afford to zone out until I could take a nap on the bus. As well. I'll try to do the voice. Should I do? I'm gonna do voice acting for this one too, guys, because it's like, why not? You know? Anyways. Oh dear. You look conscious. Hey, buddy. Who are you? Well, how are you? When I turned to face the voice, I was greeted with Roswell's smile, along with a familiar scent of freshly brewed coffee coming from the two cups on the tray he held out. I assumed you might need a kickstart this morning. Here, you know which one is yours. Rubbing my eyes again, I nodded, reaching out for the coffee on the left. Not that I really knew which one was mine, but I had a 50-50 shot at getting it right. Failing that, I could always look on the name in the cup. Turning it over in my hand, I looked at what the cup said. What's written on the cup? We could write anything. Hmm. Guys, what's your favorite coffee? Type it in the comments. Me personally, I'm going to go with a caramel mocha. I followed my brow trying to make out the words on the cup. What is it? Is this my one? Dave. Oh, okay, so we're Dave. You can't tell because of the name? I turned the cup around, frowning. You expect me to know based on this? Oh, wow. I guess whoever wrote that must have been just as asleep as you are, Dave. The order should still be right, though. Grumbling, I took a sip. Thankfully, it tasted fine. I didn't think anywhere would be open this early. I know some places. Don't worry about it. All that matters is that you have your awake juice. Together we sighed out as we drank our coffee. The street was just as quiet as it was when we arrived, even with the added company. Before long, I noticed Roswell watching me curiously, much in the same way he had watched for something to happen. Roswell, why are you staring? You aren't excited? What, for this vacation? Of course, this vacation. I thought you'd be, I don't know, more energetic? Well, I guess maybe a little. I laughed. I laughed. That classic hyena trait that shone through when I'd been caught off guard. But maybe wait until the coffee has a chance to wake me up. So rolled his eyes, rummaging around his pockets for something before quickly shoving whatever it was into his mouth. Russell wanted to double check things like this with me when went back to when we were kids. Whether it was a habit or not, I don't know. There was times I'd do the same, but it was mostly for homework and such, even if that was only a couple years ago. Before that, having moved away far enough that I couldn't hang out like we used to. But hanging out as kids was easy when we were literal neighbors. You know, this is good. This will be good, sort of. A send off, I suppose. That's what I thought. As I was replying, I watched Roswell shovel more of whatever was in his pocket into his mouth, losing where I was taking my thoughts. What are you eating? Breakfast. Breakfast? Show me. You're not eating candy for breakfast, are you? Hey, they're fruit gummies. Fruit is for breakfast, ergo, this is fine. But the sugar? Whatever point he was making was punctuated by him shaking his coffee cup. I knew he had a sweet tooth, but I wondered what the dentist would think. Orlando. How should I do his voice? Oi, hoi, hoi. I'm not doing a. Should I do like a lighter voice, guys? Like, oi. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Oi, oi, lad. Roswell and I looked over to where the voice had come from, watching an energetic dragon bounce towards us. Hey there. Good morning, friends. Orlando bounced on the spot, dropping his backpack next to mine, and throwing an arm over our shoulders. Morning, Orlando. I shot the dragon a look, his bulk having nearly made me spill my coffee. Getting the hint, he backed down, stretching out his arms. Early mornings like this is a great start for adventures, don't you think? If only there's coffee involved. Some of us can be just as functional in the morning without it, you know, Dave. Turning away before I could get a reply, and Orlando cowed down the street to the crocodile, slowly lumbering his way over us. Sal, hurry up already! Oh my, hello. Setting us back down, Sal gave each of us a small way. Okay, so that's Sal, guys. Say hi to Sal, everybody. Good morning. You look as awake as Dave does, Sal. Leave me alone. I'm tired. But answer me this, Sal. Are you at least excited for the mansion? At the very mention of the word, Orlando led an exciting cheer that was perhaps a little too loud for how early it was. Mansion! Mansion! Orlando, less loud, please. He stopped shooting Sal. Look. Well, excuse me for having looking forward to this for a while. No classes, mansion? How often you get to live to have a month off, all expense paid vacation in the life of luxury? He looked at Sal. It looked like Sal wanted to say something, but shook his head, looking off down the road to check for the bus. So what? Too excited for this trip and too not? It's a tie so far. Maybe. Dean's here though. He is? No sooner than I asked, I felt a hand land heavy on my shoulder. Hey! Hi, buddy. Hey. Dean threw her arm over her shoulder and smiled at everyone turned. My alarm didn't go off. Well, it did, but not loud enough, I guess. Must have hit snooze one too many times. Don't worry. I assumed it might happen, which is why we're meeting now, so you're not late. Dean sighed, rubbing his face with his free hand. Aside from how tired How are you? Are you excited for this mansion? What mansion? What mansion? What do you mean, what mansion? Where'd you think we were going today? To be honest, I heard that everyone was heading somewhere excited for a vacation, and I was just happy to be invited. Plus, he needed he needed my shoulder eyeing up the coffee in my hand. Knowing who else was invited to helped sway me. I rolled my eyes, a slight smile from my face. Dean and I were friends? Not with benefits or anything more than that. But he for sure was trying to woo me. Oh, okay, so does Dave and Dean like each other? I'm pretty sure Dave and Dean likes each other. He was old-fashioned like that apparently, and wanted a proper date before calling anything official. Okay, yeah, so great. Until then, he made it clear that he was interested in pursuing something despite me being free to do what I want. Sal and I didn't know as well as Orlando knew him. Before meeting, we'd hung out a few times, but he and Orlando were mostly off doing things. Most times I saw Sal, it was times like this when we were together as a group. Roswell and Orlando were school friends, with Orlando being who I hung out a lot while Roswell was away. They got on fast friends when Roswell entered the picture, but part of that was because Orlando was the high school president of the anime club. Speaking of, there was another member of the anime club who was coming today, and that'd be... Oh, Ross, made it. Hey, buddy. He approached. As he approached, Haas took off his sunglasses and hooked them in his pocket, balancing a tray of coffee cups in his free hand. Oh, Haas, you seem to have a fair bit of coffee there. Yep, one of these is for you, big guy. Dean's eyes lit up, shuffling around me to his coffee and downing a good amount before signing out of contact. You're a lifesaver. I brought another one for Dave, but it seems like he already has one. Oh no, I'll drink that one too. Gimme. Gremlin. Here, take it. Gremlin. Haas handed it out to me and I swiped it eagerly, sighing out as I used the heat to warm my hands. Hey Dave, given I'm already halfway through mine, interested in sharing that extra one you have? I felt my eyes narrow. It's times like this that I disliked that Dean took his coffee the same as me, but my look was enough to dissuade Dean from asking him. So, Haas, how's things? Sleep well? Of course. As if demonstrating his point, he ran a hand through his mane, adjusting how it was so. Always have to get my beauty rest. Can't afford having crow's feet at my age. Not to mention, if you're gonna have a mane, better have it well groomed. Haas had always been one to have aspirations for the big screen, or maybe he was just very conscious of his appearance. Not that it was a bad thing. Occasionally he'd be wearing the latest clothes or smelling really nice, but always well groomed. I admire him for that sometimes. So, about this mansion, Hans. What about it? You don't look too excited. Maybe he just needs more coffee in the system like Dave does. What about you, Haas? At the moment, we're at a tie. Well, not every day you get to experience something new, and this sort of thing isn't really something you could just up and go do for a day, right? Not that I'm going in blind, but you don't look like a gift horse in the mouth. Gift horse? It was at this point that the sound of the bus approaching called our attention. Pulling up alongside the bus stop, we arranged to pick something. Maybe I'll explain later. Either way, let's get to it, right? So it's time? Really? It's time! Lando looked like he was ready to burst with how he was jumping up and down. Jeez, you're gonna wear me out just looking at you, Orlando. Calm down. What? While Orlando and Dean chatted about something, I zoned out, opting instead to look down the road. There was one last person I was waiting on. Someone who'd I'd personally invite that hadn't shown up yet. Hi, Leo. I'm guessing that's your name due to your name tag. As I turned around, there was a polar bear standing with a clipboard, looking as if he had little sleep. He adjusted the cap on his head while he looked at the list before looking over to Roswell. I'm picking up a bunch of people to head into the mountains. Have I got the right group? That should be us. The driver nodded, crossing off something on his clipboard, looking over to each of us counting. Someone's missing? Missing? Wait. Yeah, they're just running late is all. Won't be much longer. Alright, well, hop on then. So I looked at me confused. Who are we missing? Everyone's here. So, Haas, Roswell, bus, mansion! Sal rolled his eyes, retrieving his bag at the same time Orlando's before getting on the bus. Oh, right. That +1 I said you could bring. Now I get it. Roswell turned to Orlando soon after. I got the impression that Roswell had prioritized what he was about to do over questioning who we were waiting on. Say, Orlando, how do you think I managed to get this mansion for a month anyway? I don't know. Well, let's just say family connections. This is seeming like more like a thing you'd sell our souls for. How readily available are mansions anyway? Orlando's scales paled slightly as his excitement shot. I didn't think Roswell's family had much sway, but I was open to his just being a lucky break. Souls? Well... Orlando hurriedly reached out for Roswell, who's standing back, reaching for his hands up as he packed over his back. Tell me you didn't, Roswell! Again, he reached out for Roswell, who ducked under Orlando, using his smaller frame to his advantage. Just remember to pay Sharon the toll for crossing the river when you get on the bus, Orlando. Wait! Roswell giggled, jumping onto the bus and out of reach. Well, whatever reason, I'm happy. It'll be nice to have an early taste of the good life. Haas joined Roswell soon after, while with Orlando still having a miniature panic attack on the sidewalk. He had always been wary of the supernatural, which, given Roswell's interest in it, occasionally brought responses like this. The name of the badge the driver wore said Liam, right? Not Jared. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I said Liam. Oh God, I'm gonna die, aren't I? With slumped shoulders, Orlando waddled onto the bus, leaving myself and Dean on the sidewalk. So? Dean had finished his coffee, flicked into a trash can nearby. When he turned to me, he placed both his hands heavy on my shoulders, making my knees buckle, if only a little bit. So, a month alone? I chuckled again, this time nervous. My cheeks were warming up, and if it wasn't for my fur, I'd probably have been beet red. Dean's particular brand of flirtation was either sappy or just forward, sometimes coming across as a little tactless. But still, I liked it. I just wish I had the confidence to return to any kind. What is he doing here? Oh, hello. Oh. Both approached nonchalantly, despite almost having missed the bus. Maybe it was because he was sure that I wouldn't leave without him. In unison, I looked up at the window of the bus to the others who were giving my +1 the evil eye. Not that I blamed them, knowing what sort of reputation Tyson had. Hey. I looked back to Ty, who was sizing me up before stealing a look at Dean. By comparison, Dean looked much like the others on the bus. Just in time, yeah? Dean was grumbling, grabbing his bag and getting onto the bus. As bad as it was, I knew he'd be fine eventually, and kept my attention on Tyson, given no one else had the link to say hello. Yeah, just in time. You didn't tell anyone else coming, did you? I laughed again, and Tyson knew better than any of the others when I'd been caught out with how long he'd been around. Not as long as Roswell, but longer than Orlando. You're a fucking brat. No avoiding her now. But hey, you're here, so that's good, right? Ty shrugged, looking around a bit as if he didn't want to look at me directly. Yeah, well, I don't think I'll be making any new friends this month. Hey, you never know. Prefer if I didn't, to be honest. Easier that way. Still, thanks for the invite. Of course, Ty. How can I not invite you after all? I'm trying to make sure the audio... I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to make sure the audio is at least decent for you guys. And even sound of, like, the background music. Even though the background music isn't a ton. If you guys haven't noticed, I don't edit my visual novel videos. I don't, because it's like there's no reason for it. It's not like I'm skipping a part or anything. So, yeah. Visual novel videos don't expect to be edited. I followed Ty onto the bus, sticking behind him as he shoveled his way down towards the back. The bus lurched, and I dumped my bags in an empty seat, taking note of where everyone was. Ty was in the back by himself. Roswell and Orlando were sitting close together, as were Dean and Sal, although the pair of them looking to settle in for a nap, and Haas was pulling out a magazine. Leaving Ty to stretch over the back seat, I wandered over to Orlando and Roswell, who seemed to be having some sort of continuation from their discussion outside. No, but really, what did it cost us? Well, only our souls. Linda let a wail, clutching his head. You know he's not serious, right? How would you know, Dave? Russell gestured to me with a pair of red licorice, a smug grin on his face. Bro, didn't you literally have fruit gummies in your pocket? How do you have freaking, what, Twizzlers? It said red licorice, but I know it's Twizzlers. So, oh, well, our souls aren't worth that much, are they? Hey, now, you can't go saying that. You're worth plenty. Yeah, your soul alone could pay for this whole trip. I laughed nervously before settling into my weary smile. There you go. You can have your soul back now, Orlando. Orlando and Roswell looked towards one another before looking back at me. So, you know the other reason I pulled this together, right? Huh? What reason? Ever since the incident, you've been... Oh, God. The incident? What incident? Huh? Tell me, damn it. Tell me, Orlando. I'm gonna pull that beard off you. Anyways. You've been sort of distant. Muted, maybe? Like, I don't know. You don't seem like the cheerful hyena you were before it happened. Oh. I guess I haven't, huh? Once again, they looked at one another almost as if wanting the other to say something first. We miss the old you, is all. I'm fine, really. Just, well, you know how it is. You sure? Positive. Then I guess there's all to it. This will be the best vacation ever. Promise. Best vacation ever? Sure hope so. With high school over for Haas, Roswell, Orlando, and I, this was going to be the last time we could really hang out together as a group. Haas, Roswell, Orlando, and Dave graduated. So, Tyson, Dean, and Sal didn't? Okay, that's weird. Sure, there was every chance we'd be able to see each other every now and again, but nothing like this. I looked to the others on the bus, a slight smile forming. These were my friends, and I was happy they were here. Stifled yawn and wondered if I should get a nap in now, or hold off a bit. We were going to be on the road for a while, so I could just spend some time checking in with some people, or just get the nap and now before we arrived. Should I do? Ooh, okay. Talk to Sal, talk to Haas, talk to Dean, talk to Ty. I want to talk to Ty. He looks hot. I glanced back at the others and moved my way down to the back of the bus as I drew. Okay. As I drew closer, I noticed Ty watching me closely. A gentle switch of his tail gave me a clue on his mood. Hey. Hey, Ty. I sat down next to Tyson, who, rather lifting his leg up to make room, just spread himself out further once I was settled. What's up? Nothing, just checking in. How's the bus going? Going fine. Although bullshit you weren't checking on me because you were worried. Maybe a little? We'll be fine, pup. You're not getting any ideas about doing anything back here, are you? What do you... My eyes dipped down to his lap where he was making lewd gestures with his hands. All it took was a moment for me to bring my gaze back up to realize I'd been busted. As I shrank down to my shoulders, embarrassed, Tyson roared with laughter. I'm out of your league, pup. Almost immediately, I retorted, jaw clenched. I'm not. Oh yeah? You're confessing to me, Dave? Despite my groan, he snickered to himself. Ty knew how to push my buttons well, and some of that was from when he was the local bully. Things were different between us now, but the others, not so much. Still, he was as much as my friend now as any of the others, and even though he was raising me in the same way I expected Dean to, I managed to crack a smile of my own. You wish I was confessing. Ty rolled his eyes and settled in, stretching out further, taking up more space, so I was half pushed out of the seat. So a month, yeah? This trip? Yeah, 1 month. Huh. Ty's gaze dipped for a moment before looking back at me, his expression something I couldn't quite place. What's up? Nothing, just thinking. You? Thinking? Rather than giving me any sort of proper reply, he placed his foot against my cheek and pushed me further off the seat. Okay, sorry. Just a lot going on. Just a lot going on, that's all. Don't worry about it. If you say so. I guess I'll let you get back to it. I'm currently doing it. You should take a nap though, pup. You look wrecked. Yeah, eventually. Talk to you later, Ty. See ya. I slept the rest of the way off the sea and wonder if I should take that nap now or if there was anything else left to do before I did. Yes, there is. You literally have like 3 other friends you have to talk to, damn it. Let's talk to Dean. He was friendly. Wandered over to near the front of the bus where Dean was stretched out, still getting comfortable in the seat. Oh, Dave, what's up? Oh, nothing really. Just thought I'd check in. So fine here. How about you? Well, I glanced at the back. I glanced back at Tyson at the back of the bus before looking back to Dean. What's wrong? Just no, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't be silly, Dave. It's down for a bit. I nodded slowly, sitting next to Dean and finding him placing a comforting hand on my knee. What's bothering you? Nervous about the vacation? Think something's gonna happen? I laughed nervously, giving myself away. The idea of Dean and I at the house basically living together for a month gave me a whole slew of feelings I didn't know how to process. He could be lusty and runchy at times, and part of me liked it. But as someone with near zero experience in anything like that, I had concerns. Yo, I'm being for real. That's the same way with me, sort of. Sort of. I don't know. What do you guys think? Why am I asking you guys? Well, something could happen, right? Well, don't worry. If it does, we'll go slow. Alright. Unless you were thinking of something now to pass the time on the bus. I laughed again, looking around quickly at where the others on the bus. What was Dean suggesting? We had privacy enough given the seating, but before I had time to explain, Dean removed my hand from my knee and yawned. Speaking of, I was just planning on getting some sleep, and before we arrived. You look like you could do the same. I had coffee, I'll be fine. No sooner than the words have left my mouth that I yawned. Okay. Yeah, mimicking Dean's stretch from before. Fine, are you? Okay, so maybe I could benefit from my nap too. Offer's still there if you want to come up for the trip. Or, anything else for that matter. Dean! We both laughed quiet chuckles as to not bother any others. That said, if I cuddle up Dean now, I'm sure Orlando would have a bunch of things to say with how he's gone about making us potentially cute couple in the past. So, aside from the nap, how are you feeling? Fine. What about you? I watched as Dean looked over his chair towards Tyson in the back of the bus. Also fine. You don't sound it. Plus, outside, I'll be fine. If you invite him, then I guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up. Right. And speaking of sucking, Dean wriggled his eyebrows, me playing a lewd joke to make me laugh. It was whiplash, but he was looking at diffusing the tension rather than letting the conversation linger on Tyson's presence. Oh my god. Speaking of sucking, guys. Well, if you sure things are fine, I'll let you get back to getting ready for a nap. And I'll do the same thing. With a wink, Dean gave my leg under a pat before keeping his hands to himself. Well, alright. Yes, I'll speak to you later. With a nod, I got up from the spot next to Dean and wonder if I should go. Okay. Let's talk to Sal, the alligator fella. I didn't even read what they said. Wandered towards the front of the bus where Sal seemed to be staring out the window. Hey, Sal. He didn't answer at first. His eyes gazing over the world went on by the other side of the window. What? He sounded tired, turning to me just enough so he could look at me. I snuck a glance at Orlando, who was still being tormented by Roswell, before looking back to Sal, confident I wasn't being as nearly much of a pain. Just checking in. Everything alright? Yeah, everything's fine. So you're tired too, huh? Aren't you normally up this early? I am, but Orlando's a lot to deal with when he's excited. Did you have coffee? No coffee at Orlando's place. I figured it'd be fine with tea, but... He shook his head, leaving his comment there. Sal was usually one of few words, but for the most part he was easy to talk to. Granted, he didn't always say something back, but he was good at listening. So, are you as excited as Orlando, or he shrugged? Oh yeah, so it's guys. Oh my god. Yeah. I swear, this is what I was talking about. That medicine I took before recording, I promise you, it's making me tired. I'm gonna fall asleep on while recording, and it's gonna be something, guys. He shrugged. Even if there is a pool and gym there, a pool. A faint smile crept on his face as his gaze went to the window for a moment before turning back to look at me. Maybe I am a little excited. Sal didn't seem up for conversation with how he yawned, but soon after, I went back to looking out the window. As for me, I figured I'd go do what I had to do. Should I do? Let's talk to the Lion Man himself, Haas. Wondering over to where Haas was sitting, leaning over the chair behind him to see what he was reading. What are you reading, Haas? Oh, just a magazine I picked up from the convenience store. He thumbed the pages he yet to get before flashing me a quick smile. Didn't think I'd run into the issue there, but they had it, so I bought it. Don't tell me you didn't bring anything to do on the bus while we drove there. Oh, no, I was just curious as well. I half expected it to be a manga or something. I am shocked and offended, Dave. Me? Manga? Never. We both laughed, knowing full well that the person most enthusiastic about the anime club was Haas. Somehow he managed to balance being a rabid anime fan and an aspiring big screen superstar just fine. But really though, a magazine? Sure, why not? Gave him a look baffled by what he would find interesting about a gossip magazine. Okay, fine. I used to stay up to date on these sort of things. Trust me on this. Outside of that though, it's just for fun. Watch as he flicked through the back, showing me the last few pages. Puzzles, crosswords, a quiz. If you want your horoscope read, I could do that too. If you're that hard pressed for entertainment, I could give it to you when I'm done. Maybe. I don't know. Crossword sounds like fun. Me personally, I like word searches. Are you actually going to fill it out with words relating to clues this time? Hey, you never know. He smirked before gesturing to the back of the bus behind me. Before I forget, what's the deal with him? With Ty? Yeah, Orlando and Roswell didn't seem too happy when he showed up, let alone he. He's a friend. A friend, huh? So long as he doesn't go making any trouble, we should be fine. I've heard things. Oh, right. You only moved here at the start of the year, huh? Moved here sooner, but started school at the start of the year, yeah. Still, God carries a reputation. He's fine. Promise. Well, mostly, anyway. Guess we'll see then. If you reckon he's alright, I'll give him a chance. But he's only getting one, alright? That's all I ask. He's really not that bad. I'll slip a look at Tyson before going back to his magazine. Guess we'll just have to see, Dave. I'll let you get back to your magazine. With how you were clutching your coffee, I'd say you need a cat nap, huh? Gave Haas a smile before turning away, wondering if I should take that cat nap or not. What should I do? Cat nap, by the way, guys? Speaking of which, should I play Poppy Playtime on the channel? I don't know. I turned to my seat. Actually, no. I mean, it wouldn't be a fresh gameplay due to the fact that I beat and played like all the other chapters before I started recording again on YouTube, because I remember my last video I recorded was like 9 months ago from now. I think it was before I decided to go to Jersey. So yeah, I'm pretty sure probably playtime. We'll play whichever chapter 4 comes out. Hey, I'll do like a rerun or whatever the chapters. I don't know. My computer's complete ass, bro. I promise you. So it lags. I need to get like that perfect setting of recording in order for it not to lag. Anyways, I returned to my seat and double-checked everything was neatly in my bag before lounging back, closing my eyes with a sigh. Dave, are you sleeping? Because if you're not, I wanted to ask you something. I opened my eyes tired, but Russell gave me a quick smile. He was leaning over the chair in front of me, chin resting on his folding arms. What's up, Russell? I just want to know if you're planning on documenting this vacation at all. Like, did you bring a camera or something? God. What, like my phone? Fishing out of my pocket, I flashed it at Ross Mall. I guess that works. Oh, actually, there was something I brought. Let me pull it out. I rummaged my backpack, pulled out a small notebook, rubbing my fingers across the cover. I have this. Figured that if it was gonna be like last time we get to hang, figured that if this is gonna be the last time we hang out, maybe it'd be neat to have like a little journal, maybe a scrapbook, parts of it too. Marcelo, his arms drape over the back of his chair, ears flicking down to the notebook in hand. How are you gonna scrap good things without Polaroid camera, Dave? I can draw, or print them out on my phone when I get back home. But I think it's a good idea. I have my own notepad, so I might make a journal of my own. Maybe then we can, I don't know, compare it, make copies for everyone else. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, I'll sort it out later. For now, I'm guessing you're going to try to sleep again. Probably, I'm still beat. Alright, if you wake up at some point and want to chill, Orlando and I will be watching some stuff near the front. Or maybe playing cards or something. Sleep well. So plopped down to the chair, wandering up the length of the bus. Back over to Orlando before sitting down. As for me, I put the journal in my phone away, resting my back, closing my eyes once more. The gentle rolling of the bus and the low drone of the engine was enough to lull me asleep, given how tired I was. Still, even after 2 cups of coffee. I was just up the whole way to the mansion, as when I was coming to, I could smell a familiar scent of honey right near my nose. Not that, but I felt the feeling of warmth in the air made me open my eyes carefully, only to come face to face with Dean. Whoa, Dean! Hands quickly found their way to his body, only haphazardly on his chest, the other one in his face in a panic. He just chuckled, letting himself get pushed back with his size. There was no way I was going to legitimately move him if he was to put up any sort of resistance. Good morning to you too. You were sleeping so soundly, I figured you might need someone to wake you up. You couldn't just shake me gently, or what? And not kiss Sleeping Beauty? Wait, you didn't actually kiss me and I slept through it, right? Well, I could always kiss you again, just in case. I felt my cheeks go red and I laughed, stopping only when Dean recoiled from something hitting him square on the forehead. I looked back at Ty, who was seemingly rolling his eyes, but it was very clearly the one who could have thrown whatever it was that hit Dean. Well, we're pulling up now. Basically already there. Driveway was long enough as it was. Without another word, Dean went back to his chair, stretching his head and stopping by Sal to say something. I couldn't make out what it was, so I double-checked I had everything prepared for getting a salted puss. Occasionally, I'd look out the window, watching the trees go by as we made our way up the driveway, or what was left of it before they parted proper, last stretch leading up to the mansion itself. As we gathered all our bags, we filed off the bus, with Ty pulling up in the rear, following me closely. Forest stood a mansion, some 3 stories tall. It was where we were staying and effectively our home for the month. A smile formed on my face as the excitement started to settle in now that I could see it, with Tyson whistling and awe next to me echoing how it was feeling. Oswald and Orlando led charge, excitedly heading towards the front door of the mansion with their bags in tow. Give me a second, guys. Yo, I'm yawning way too much. I swear. This place is amazing! Look how big it is! That's what she said. Anyways. Right? This is gonna be great. They hurried on ahead, leaving the rest of us to come to our senses. Big house. Yeah. I was half expecting him to come out with some lewd joke about how the setup was how given him. When it didn't come, I came to the assumption that he was just as floored as the rest of us to how big the place was. I stepped forward, stretching. Big as it is, I don't see myself living in a place like this. I'd rather something more modern. I shifted his way on his bag, muttering something under his breath, barely loud enough for me to hear. Makes you feel like a fucking king, I reckon. Not for me, though. Good thing this isn't forever, then, Ty. I wandered over to the others, with Ty lingering close by, waiting for me. The driver stepped off the bus, making sure we were all disembarked before tipping their cap. I see everyone's got everything, so I'll be heading off. I'll be back in a month. Enjoy your trip. With only a wave, the driver got back on the bus and drove away. I watched as the bus disappeared back among the trees, wondering if I'd be happy or sad to see the bus come back on the trip. I must have zoned out enough as Ty put an arm over my shoulder and started guiding me to the front door to where the others were waiting. Alright, we're here, everyone. So I reached out and hit the doorbell, turning back to us. It's gonna be great. There's a pool outside, a gym downstairs. In the forest, I think there's a river, so we could go fishing, maybe. Hi there, freaking Alfred. Bro, where's Batman in this universe? As Russell continued about how much fun we were going to have, the rest of us had turned sharply to the sharply dressed butler that opened the door to greet us. I need to do like a butler type voice, guys. Master Roswell, I presume. Roswell spun on the spot, staring at the voice addressing him. Yeah, that's me. Very good. If you'll follow me inside, I can get you all settled in. This is such a terrible voice, guys. I'm just gonna go with it. You know. Turning on his heel, the otter wandered inside, leaving the rest of us to look at one another before looking at Roswell. Should we? May as well, yeah. I'll be damned, this is a massive-ass mansion! We filed into the foyer of the mansion, tiles underneath seemingly freshly clean from how glossy they looked. Gentlemen, I welcome you to Hammond Manor. The butler gestured towards the stairs leading up before he continued. Bedrooms are on the first floor, with further facilities on the floor above that. And you told me twice. I'm a tour. My eyes were on Tyson as he said it, although the butler seemed to give him a once-over before addressing the rest of us again. You have freedom to roam as you please within the manor, so long as no damage comes of you doing so. Really? You can go anywhere? You may, although there are some rooms that you might find you cannot access. Well, sure, but... Melinda trotted off, but my curiosity pushed me forward to finish asking the question. What kind of rooms are off limits? The other stroked his mustache, seemingly thinking it over before looking at it and talking to me directly. Mostly those that I'm still cleaning, or those that have less than ideal furnishing. To say the least, if you find a bedroom with nothing in it, consider it off limits until they're clean. I have less doors open for the ones that are prepared for you, so please take your pick. I wandered off upstairs ahead of everyone else, lugging his bag. Well, alright, that seemed easy. The place this big, are we meant to meet up at some point later? You shall find the dining room off to your left. Make yourself comfortable, and I shall have refreshments ready if you need them. Well, alright. With a slight bow, the otter wandered off in the direction he pointed the dining room before disappearing into the adjoining room. I left the rest of us to take our bags and we each had our own, and thankfully they were all fairly close to one another. I dropped my bag off in my room and had a quick look around before wandering back downstairs, seeming like everyone else had already moved on, though I was soon standing on the floor by myself. Oh, okay, that's a lot. No. Normally my visual novel videos are sorta longer, but judging how I am tired and it is almost 2 in the morning right now, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of Password. If you guys would like to see more Password and visual novel games in general within the channel, as well as alongside my gaming videos, then please let me know. Comment it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And goal is to 100, guys. If we make it to 100 subscribers, I'll do something. I don't know. I'll do a special live stream or something for y'all, especially for y'all. But anyways, I hope you guys had an amazing day, and yeah, peace out, guys.